Alex had never been very lucky when it came to understanding alien customs. He knew this well, but somehow he always ended up in the middle of situations he did not understand. Today was no exception. The interstellar hub of Lyriara was alive, with color, sound, and smells Alex could not name. Vendors shouted in languages he had never heard, and bright banners flew overhead, shining with lights that seemed to float in mid-air. He had come for a simple reason: to explore. A human engineer in a galaxy full of advanced technology, he had always been curious about how other species lived. But curiosity, he was beginning to realize, could get him into serious trouble. Alex ducked under a low-hanging arch made of glowing crystals. He paused to examine a small machine that hovered above the ground, spinning in ways that defied gravity. It beeped and chirped, and Alex instinctively reached out to press a button. The machine whirred and released a tiny puff of sparkling gas. Alex coughed and waved it away, unaware that he had just activated the welcome ritual of the Lyriaran ceremonial hall. "Careful," said a voice behind him. Alex turned to see a small, violet-skinned creature with 4 eyes staring at him. Its mouth moved in what humans would call a smile. "You should not touch the—" "Oh." The creature froze. Alex frowned. "Shouldn't touch what?" Before it could answer, a booming voice filled the air. "The bonding ceremony shall now begin." Alex's stomach dropped. He had no idea what a bonding ceremony was. He glanced around. Everywhere aliens were bowing, some floating a little above the ground, others kneeling with intricate patterns glowing on their skin. And in the center of it all, on a platform that shimmered like a pool of liquid light, stood a figure Alex would later never forget. She was tall, elegant, and radiant in ways he had only seen in holo videos. Her skin shimmered like polished metal, her hair floated slightly as if underwater, and her eyes glowed softly. She wore a crown that seemed to float above her head and a robe that moved as if it had a life of its own. She was the Lyriaran queen. Alex blinked. "Wait. What's happening?" he whispered to the violet creature. The creature's 4 eyes widened. You are supposed to. You cannot. Oh no." Alex turned just in time to see a group of Lyriaran attendants approaching him. They were graceful, their long limbs moving like dancers. Before he could react, they guided him gently but firmly toward the platform. I think there's a mistake," Alex said. "I'm just visiting." The attendants did not seem to hear him. They placed a small glowing headpiece on his head. Alex froze. Hello?" he said, but the words barely made it out before the queen spoke. "Welcome, my bonded mate," she said, her voice calm, musical, and very clear in his mind. Alex's jaw dropped. "Bonded? What?" The queen tilted her head slightly, studying him. The 4-eyed creature squeaked from behind him. It is real. You are bonded." Alex stumbled back, but the attendants gently corrected his posture. The glowing headpiece adjusted itself automatically, locking in place. I think this is a mistake," he said. "You are correct," the queen said in a voice that carried across the hall. "It is unusual, but the ceremony has been completed. There is no reversal. You are legally bonded to me. By the laws of Lyriara, your bond is recognized across this planet and beyond." Alex felt his brain short-circuit. "Legally bonded?" he whispered to himself. "Yes," said the violet creature, now hiding behind a pillar. "Humans, Oh, this is going to be complicated." Alex's mind raced. He had never imagined that exploring an alien festival could lead to marriage, especially not accidental marriage to an alien queen. He felt a mix of panic, excitement, and a strange sense of awe. The queen's presence was overwhelming, yet somehow comforting. "You must stay," she said kindly. "The ceremony is complete. You will learn our ways. You will live in the palace. You will be part of Lyriara now." Alex swallowed hard. "Live," In the palace? Yes, she said simply. It is our tradition. You will learn. You will adapt. You will bond with our people. Alex took a deep breath. He had always believed humans could adapt, but this was a whole new level. He nodded slowly. Okay, I guess I'll try. The Queen's eyes softened. That is all I ask. You do not need to know everything now, one step at a time. The attendants led him down from the platform. Everywhere he looked, Lyriaran citizens were staring at him with curiosity and respect. He felt like a small child in a massive library of alien knowledge. Every step he took was careful, every word he spoke measured. Welcome to the palace, the Queen said as they approached a transport that shimmered and floated in the air. Your chambers have been prepared. You will find them comfortable. You will meet your staff shortly. Alex's heart pounded. Chambers? Staff? Yes, she said with a hint of amusement. You will learn soon enough. For now, rest. Tomorrow begins your lessons. The transport lifted off smoothly. Alex looked out at the city below, the lights sparkling like stars scattered across the surface. He could see the festival still going on, unaware that one of their visitors had just become part of the planet's highest tradition. He tried to imagine his friends on Earth seeing him now. They would not believe it. Not in a million years. Alex chuckled nervously. Well, this is new, he said to himself. When they arrived at the palace, Alex was shown to his quarters. The room was spacious with soft light floating in the air, and furniture that seemed to move slightly to accommodate him. It smelled faintly of something sweet and fresh, unlike anything on Earth. Before he could explore, a small, round device rolled into the room. I am your guide, it said in a friendly voice. My name is Luma. I will help you adjust to Lyriaran life. Alex knelt to look at it. Hi, Luma. Nice to meet you. You will need guidance, Luma said. The customs here are complex. You must learn to interact carefully or you may cause discomfort. Alex laughed softly. You mean like I already did? Exactly, Luma said, rolling its single glowing eye. Alex sank onto a soft chair. He felt overwhelmed but not entirely unhappy. Somehow, despite everything, he was excited. He had always wanted adventure. He had never imagined it would come in the form of alien royalty and interstellar law. As he looked out of the window at the glowing city, he realized one thing. His life had changed forever. Tomorrow he would start learning the ways of Lyriara, and there was no turning back. For the first time in a long while, Alex felt something he had never felt before. Possibility. He smiled despite his nerves. Well, he whispered to himself, let's see what humans can do. The morning light of Lyriara shimmered softly through the palace windows, casting gentle rainbows across the walls. Alex woke with a mixture of excitement and nerves. Today he was to begin the lessons that would teach him how to live as the bonded mate of the Lyriaran queen. He sat up, stretching, and looked around his chambers. The room had changed slightly overnight. Furniture shifted to a more comfortable arrangement, and small glowing orbs floated in a gentle arc above his bed. The palace was alive, almost as if it knew him already. A soft chime sounded, and Luma, his round guide, rolled into view. Good morning, Alex. Today you begin your lessons in Lyriaran customs and communication. Alex rubbed his eyes. Right, communication. I guess talking isn't enough? Luma tilted slightly. Talking is enough in some cases. On Lyriara, telepathic cues are essential. You must learn to recognize and respond appropriately. Alex gulped. Telepathy? He had read about it in books but never imagined actually using it. Okay, I'll try, he said, already feeling the challenge. The palace corridors were vast, lined with glowing panels that shifted like water. Alex followed Luma, trying not to trip on his own feet. It was easy to get lost. He glanced at the ceiling, which seemed to reflect the stars outside the planet's atmosphere. This palace, it's incredible, he said softly. It is designed to adapt to its occupants, Luma said. Humans are unusual, so it is adjusting to you. Alex smiled. I guess that's nice. They reached a large room where other humans and aliens had gathered. Some were students, some were advisors, and a few were staff. At the center stood the Queen, her presence commanding attention without any need to raise her voice. Alex felt both nervous and awed. Welcome, Alex, she said, her voice calm, melodic, yet somehow felt directly in his mind. Today, you begin learning about Lyriaran culture. You will also meet your aides and the palace staff who will assist you. Alex nodded, feeling slightly smaller than a child in a school assembly. A tall, silver-skinned alien stepped forward. I am Kirill, your etiquette instructor. Humans have a unique style of communication, but here you will learn subtle gestures and telepathic signals. Alex blinked. Subtle gestures? Telepathy? Got it. The first lesson was walking through the palace corridors while responding to telepathic greetings. Alex concentrated hard as different voices, soft and musical, flickered in his mind. At first, he could not make sense of them. Every time he thought he responded, it came out wrong. Some aliens giggled, others looked confused. This is harder than I thought, Alex whispered to Luma. You are learning faster than expected, Luma said. Humans are adaptable. Alex grinned. Adaptable, huh? Guess we'll see. After several hours, he began understanding basic telepathic cues. A gentle touch on the arm meant respect. A tilted head showed curiosity, and a soft hum of thought indicated approval. He was clumsy at first, but slowly, he started getting it right. Lunch was another adventure. The Lyriaran cuisine was colorful and sometimes floated in midair until it touched his hands. He tried to eat with the utensils provided, but they seemed more like tools for playing music than eating. Luma guided him patiently, and eventually Alex managed to taste a dish that changed flavors as it entered his mouth. Delicious, Alex exclaimed. The Queen smiled. You are learning quickly. Alex, your curiosity is a strength. Humans often see possibilities where others see limits. Alex felt proud. He had always been considered a tinkerer, someone who fixed machines and solved problems. To hear that his way of thinking was valued here made him feel a little braver. The afternoon lesson was about Lyriaran technology. Alex followed Kirill to a room filled with floating devices, holographic panels, and energy streams that twisted like ribbons in the air. This technology is ancient, yet it evolves constantly, Kirill explained. It responds to thought, emotion, and logic. Humans can interact with it differently than Lyriarans, which may prove useful. Alex's eyes lit up. I love this kind of challenge. He approached a panel that displayed a rotating hologram of the city's energy grid. So, if I adjust this node here and this one here, maybe we can optimize energy flow? Kirill's eyes widened. You see the connections differently. That is impressive. Alex smiled. I guess humans just think differently sometimes. As the day went on, Alex found himself growing more confident. He was learning names, customs, and gestures, but more importantly, he was beginning to feel like he could belong here. Not as an outsider, not as a visitor, but as someone who could contribute. In the evening, the Queen invited him for a walk in the palace gardens. The gardens were breathtaking, with bioluminescent plants that glowed softly in the twilight, and streams of water that floated above the ground before landing gently in crystal pools. Alex, the Queen said, you have done well today. It is unusual for a human to adapt so quickly. Most would struggle with telepathy, cuisine, and technology all at once. Alex shrugged. I just try to observe and learn. Humans are good at figuring things out. We're curious, I guess. That curiosity will serve you well, she said. Lyriara thrives on cooperation, innovation, and understanding. You bring something new, something valuable. Alex felt a warmth in his chest. He had always wondered if humans could be recognized in a galaxy filled with advanced species. Now, standing beside the Queen, he realized that maybe humans had something special after all. Just as they were about to return to the palace, a small creature scurried up to Alex. It was bright green with tiny wings and curious eyes. "You, human, you touched the floating crystals today. Very brave," it squeaked. Alex laughed nervously. "I guess I did." "Brave? Maybe foolish. But brave. You learn fast. Follow me tomorrow. I will show you more secrets." Alex chuckled. "I think I'd like that." Back in his chambers, Alex reflected on the day. He had stumbled, almost literally, through an alien culture and somehow made it through without disaster. He had learned basic telepathy, tried strange foods, and even suggested a small improvement to a Lyriaran system. Most importantly, he had begun to see that humans, with all their quirks and curiosity, could make a difference. Luma rolled beside him. "You have completed your first day successfully. Rest now. Tomorrow your lessons will continue with diplomacy and culture. You will meet ambassadors and other species. Your human skills will be tested in ways you cannot imagine." Alex nodded. "I'm ready, I think." As he drifted off to sleep, he realized something important. He had entered Lyriara by accident, stumbled into a ceremony he did not understand, and somehow found himself bonded to the Queen. And yet he had survived the first day, learned things others would struggle with, and made a small but noticeable impact. Humans were strange, he thought. But maybe, just maybe, that strangeness was exactly what made them valuable in the galaxy. The next morning, Alex woke to the soft hum of the palace. His mind still buzzed with everything he had learned the previous day. Telepathy, alien etiquette, floating foods, and mysterious technology. It had been overwhelming, yet exciting. Today, however, promised to be even more challenging. Luma rolled in, hovering with a gentle glow. "Good morning, Alex. Today, your lessons involve diplomacy and interspecies interactions. You will meet ambassadors from neighboring planets. Your human skills will be tested." Alex groaned. Diplomacy. He had always been better with machines than with people, even humans. "Okay. I think I can try," he muttered. "You will do more than try," Luma said with a slight smile. "Humans excel when they observe, analyze, and adapt. Use that." The palace transport took him to the Grand Council Hall, a space so enormous it made his chambers look like a closet. Alien delegates of all shapes and colors floated, walked, or glided gracefully across the hall. Some had multiple arms, some had eyes along their heads, and a few shimmered almost invisibly. Alex's head spun. Kirill approached. "Remember, Alex, your presence is unusual. Use human empathy and ingenuity. You may surprise them." Alex swallowed and nodded. "I hope so." The Queen appeared beside him. "Alex, today you represent humanity. Show them the strength of curiosity, patience, and understanding. Do not underestimate your influence." He nodded, though his stomach twisted nervously. Humans were known for adaptability, but standing before a room of alien leaders was another level. The first ambassador stepped forward, a tall being with translucent skin and flowing, luminous veins. "We have heard of the human bonded to our queen," it said in a voice that sounded like wind chimes. "We wonder, can humans truly contribute to Lyriaran society?" Alex felt a bead of sweat on his forehead. This was it. He had to speak for his species. "Yes," he said, his voice steady despite his nerves. "Humans are curious, adaptable, and creative. We can learn quickly and offer new perspectives. Sometimes, solutions come from seeing things differently." A murmur spread through the council. Some aliens tilted their heads, clearly intrigued. Another ambassador, shorter and covered in soft scales, asked, "Different perspectives are interesting, but can humans work with technology and culture as we do?" Alex smiled. "We are fast learners. Yesterday I suggested a small improvement to the energy grid that helped efficiency. It's nothing huge yet, but it shows we can contribute ideas that matter." The council paused. Whispers traveled through the hall. A few delegates nodded, impressed by his honesty and simplicity. The Queen gave him a small, approving smile. Alex demonstrates what humans can do. Think creatively, act with empathy, and find ways to contribute even when circumstances are unusual. Alex blushed. He had not expected praise in front of dozens of alien leaders. Thanks, he said, quietly. The next test was more practical. Kirill led him to a holographic projection of a neighboring planet's environment. The planet had a problem. Its atmosphere was unstable, and they had been struggling for decades to stabilize it. Alex had no technical training for this, only human intuition. You must suggest a solution, Kirill said. It may seem impossible. Alex studied the projection. The atmosphere shifted unpredictably due to natural energy currents. He remembered how humans on Earth had solved complex problems with simple tools: observation, experimentation, and teamwork. I think we can redirect the energy flows, he said. Not by force, but by using small guidance nodes to influence the currents gradually. They can stabilize naturally if we help them along the right paths, the ambassadors murmured. Gradual influence? Clever. Kirill's eyes widened. You think differently. That is unusual but promising. Alex smiled, feeling a rush of pride. Humans might not have the same technology as Lyriarans, but they could see connections others missed. That ability, simple observation combined with creativity, was their strength. After several simulations, the council agreed that Alex's approach was viable. He had just demonstrated human ingenuity in a way that impressed a room full of alien leaders. Luma floated near him. You see? Humans adapt. Humans solve problems differently. That is your advantage. Alex nodded. I guess it is, and it's kind of fun. The day was not over yet. He was invited to observe a cultural exchange between species. Alex watched as aliens performed dances, music, and art from their home worlds. At first, he felt out of place, unsure how to participate. Then he remembered the human way. Curiosity first, hesitation later. He asked questions, touched the instruments carefully, and even tried to mimic a few movements. The aliens laughed, not in mockery, but in joy. His mistakes were met with patience, and soon he was part of the group, learning and contributing in his own way. The Queen observed silently, occasionally offering a nod of approval. Alex realized something important. Humans did not need to blend in perfectly. They could bring something new and fresh that made everyone better. By the evening, Alex felt exhausted but exhilarated. He had navigated complex social rules, impressed ambassadors with creative thinking, and even joined an alien dance circle without causing disaster. As he walked through the palace gardens with the Queen again, he felt a sense of belonging growing. The glowing plants, the floating streams, the gentle hum of alien life, it all felt less intimidating than before. You have done well today, Alex, the Queen said. You have faced challenges that would overwhelm most, but you adapted, you contributed. You showed what humans are capable of. Alex smiled. Thanks, I didn't know I could do that. Back on Earth, I just fixed machines and tinkered. Here it feels bigger. That is because humans are bigger than machines, the Queen said. Your minds, your hearts, they see possibilities. That is your strength. Alex felt a warm pride. He had always wondered if humans mattered in a galaxy full of advanced species. Today, he had seen it firsthand. They could contribute in ways others could not. Before heading back to his quarters, he paused to watch the twin moons of Lyriara rising in the sky. Their light shimmered across the palace, casting long, soft shadows. Alex realized he was no longer a visitor. He was a participant, a bridge between species, a human making a difference in a world far from Earth. Back in his chambers, Luma floated beside him. Tomorrow, you will face social challenges with multiple species interacting at once. You will need diplomacy, observation, and patience. Alex nodded. I think I'm ready. Maybe humans can do more than I ever imagined. Luma's glowing eye blinked. Indeed. Humans are unpredictable, curious, and creative. Those qualities make them valuable everywhere. Alex lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling that reflected stars from outside. He thought about the day, about the council, the ambassadors, the dances, and the small victories he had achieved. He realized that being bonded to the Queen was not just about survival. It was about contribution. It was about showing the galaxy what humans could do when given the chance. He closed his eyes, smiling. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for the first time, Alex felt confident. He could adapt, he could learn, he could show the value of being human. The day of the Grand Festival of Worlds arrived with a dazzling display of colors, lights, and energy. Lyriara's capital had transformed into a breathtaking spectacle. Floating bridges shimmered in the air, bioluminescent trees glowed with radiant patterns, and streams of light pulsed across the city as if the planet itself were alive. Aliens from hundreds of star systems had gathered to celebrate, trade, and demonstrate their cultures. Alex stepped out of the palace transport, feeling both nervous and excited. This was his biggest challenge yet. Not only was he representing himself, but he was representing humanity in front of countless species. Every alien eye turned toward him and the Lyriaran Queen as they entered the festival grounds. "You will do fine," the Queen said softly, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Show them the human way, curiosity, creativity, and courage." Alex nodded, taking a deep breath. Curiosity, creativity, courage. Got it. The first part of the festival was cultural exhibitions. Alex and the Queen approached a stage where representatives from multiple planets demonstrated their art, music, and traditions. Some performed dances that made the air shimmer. Others used technology to create floating illusions. Alex watched in awe, realizing how diverse the galaxy truly was. "Alex," the Queen said, "your turn. Show them humans." Alex hesitated. "Me? But I don't have a cultural dance or floating illusions." The Queen smiled. "You have something unique. Show them what humans can do." Alex thought quickly. Humans were known for ingenuity, problem-solving, and creativity. That was what he could offer. He stepped onto the stage and held up a small device he had modified overnight. The device projected holographic images of Earth, forests, oceans, mountains, and bustling cities. The aliens gasped as the images rotated in the air, accompanied by a simple human melody that Alex had recorded from a flute. "This is Earth," Alex explained. "Humans live there. We create, we explore, and we solve problems together. We may not float or shine, but we think differently, and that helps us overcome challenges." A few aliens whispered to each other, clearly impressed. Alex continued, showing how humans had built tools, machines, and energy systems. He even demonstrated a small energy converter he had created, which made a small stream of light float in the air, responding to his thoughts. By the end of his presentation, the audience was clapping, some by sound, some by gestures, and some by telepathy. Alex bowed, feeling a rush of pride. Humans had made a mark. Next came the diplomacy challenge. Representatives from neighboring planets had set up a simulated problem. A small planetary environment needed adjustments to balance energy flows. Alex had practiced this with Kirill, but now it was live, in front of dozens of species. He examined the holographic simulation. Energy currents twisted unpredictably, threatening the delicate ecosystem of the planet. Alex remembered what he had done before: observe, experiment, and adapt. "Instead of forcing the current," Alex said aloud, "we can guide them gradually. Small adjustments, carefully timed, will stabilize the system naturally." Aliens leaned closer, watching intently as Alex moved holographic nodes with his hands. The currents responded as predicted, settling into harmony. The audience erupted in applause. A few delegates floated forward to shake, or the equivalent of shaking, his hand. "You have shown creativity and intelligence," said one ambassador. "Humans are truly remarkable." Alex felt a mix of relief and pride. Every human trait he had taken for granted, curiosity, adaptability, and problem-solving, had proven invaluable. As the festival continued, Alex explored further. He visited alien food stalls, trying delicacies that changed flavor as they touched his tongue. He joined a music circle experimenting with instruments that responded to thought and emotion. Every interaction taught him more about the galaxy and about humans. At one point, a young alien approached him, its eyes wide with curiosity. "Human, your mind works differently. You see possibilities, not limits. Teach me?" Alex smiled. "Sure, it's simple. Look at what you have, ask questions, try ideas, even if they seem strange. That's how humans solve problems." The alien nodded eagerly, and Alex felt a warm sense of satisfaction. Humans had the ability to inspire, to show other species that thinking differently was not just allowed, it was valuable. In the evening, a special demonstration took place, a collaborative art display. Species from different worlds were invited to contribute, creating a massive floating mosaic that combined light, color, and sound. Alex hesitated at first. How could a human contribute meaningfully? Then he remembered the human way. Combine what you know with what you observe. He added small holographic elements inspired by Earth, mountains, rivers, forests, blending them into the mosaic. His designs interacted with others, creating patterns that changed in rhythm with the music. The crowd marveled as the art became a living, breathing representation of cooperation and creativity. "You see, Alex?" the Queen said quietly. "Humans are not limited by tradition. You think freely, and that allows others to see new possibilities." Alex smiled. "I guess humans really can make a difference." The festival ended with a grand parade of lights and music. Alex walked alongside the Queen, holding her hand. He felt proud, exhilarated, and deeply connected to this alien world. Humans had not only survived, but had contributed meaningfully to the galaxy's celebration. Back at the palace, Alex reflected on the day. He had started as a clumsy visitor, unsure of alien customs. Now he had represented humanity in front of hundreds of species, solved complex problems, inspired curiosity, and demonstrated human creativity. Luma rolled beside him. "You have done more than expected. Your human traits, curiosity, ingenuity, adaptability have impressed the galaxy." Alex nodded. "I just did what humans do. We notice, we try, we adapt. I didn't know it could matter so much." "It does," Luma said. "You are proof that humans have a unique role in the universe. Your presence reminds others that intelligence is not only measured by technology or power, but by creativity and understanding." Alex lay on his bed, watching the soft glow of the ceiling, which reflected the distant stars. He thought of Earth, of friends who would never believe what he had done. He thought of the Queen, who had guided him with patience, and of the aliens he had met, whose lives he had touched in small ways. Humans were strange, unpredictable, and curious. But on this day, Alex realized that those traits were exactly what made them valuable. They could inspire, create, and solve problems in ways no one else could. The morning sun of Lyriara bathed the palace in a gentle glow. Alex woke with a sense of purpose. After the grand festival of worlds, he had seen firsthand the impact humans could have in the galaxy. Today, the Queen had invited him to join her in planning a new initiative, something that could change life on Lyriara and across nearby systems. He stretched and smiled at the soft floating lights in his chamber. "Humans really can adapt," he said quietly to Luma. "Yes," Luma replied, "and today you will show what humans can do when they lead with creativity and collaboration." Alex felt both nervous and excited. Leading initiatives was new for him, but he had learned to observe, adapt, and contribute. Maybe now it was time to use those skills on a larger scale. In the council room, the Queen waited with a group of advisors, including Kirill. Holographic projections displayed maps of nearby planets, energy grids, and cultural centers. The Queen turned to Alex. "Alex," she said, "you have seen the value of humans. Today you will help design an exchange program. Lyriara wishes to share knowledge, culture, and innovation with neighboring planets. You will represent humanity's input." Alex's eyes widened. "Me? Design a program? Okay. I'll try. Try is enough, the Queen said. Humans have a way of turning try into achievement. He studied the maps and data. Some planets lacked education systems. Others had technology but struggled with communication between species. Alex realized that humans had experience in problem-solving, cooperation, and adaptability that could help. He suggested starting with small, achievable projects, cultural exchanges, technology workshops, and collaborative learning centers. If we begin small, he explained, we can learn what works and adjust as we go. Humans are good at learning from mistakes and improving. The Queen and the advisors listened carefully. Kirill tilted his head. Your ideas are simple but effective. They are human, and that is precisely why they work. Over the next few hours, Alex helped finalize plans. They created schedules for cultural festivals, technical workshops, and educational exchanges. He added ways for humans and aliens to collaborate on energy management and environmental care. By the end, the council approved the program enthusiastically. You, see? The Queen said as they left the council chamber. Humans are not only adaptable but visionary. You take what exists and see what can be instead of what is. That is a gift. Alex smiled, feeling proud. He had gone from accidental participant to active contributor. Later that day, Alex joined the palace staff to help organize the first human Lyriaran cultural exchange. He laughed as he guided alien visitors through the displays of Earth's arts, music, and inventions. He demonstrated small engineering projects and simple machines that showed humans' creativity and problem-solving. The aliens were fascinated, asking questions and even trying their hand at simple tasks. A small Lyriaran child approached him. Human, you show us things we never thought of. Teach me more? Alex knelt to meet the child's eyes. Of course. The first step is to look, ask questions, and try ideas. That's how humans learn, and how humans teach. The child nodded eagerly, and Alex felt a warm sense of pride. Humans had the ability not just to innovate, but to inspire. As evening fell, the Queen invited Alex to the palace gardens. The twin moons rose, casting silver light across floating streams and glowing plants. Alex, she said, look at how far you have come. You entered Lyriara by accident. Now, you are a valued member of our society, a bridge between humans and our world. Alex looked around, feeling a deep connection. He remembered his first day, the panic, the confusion, the overwhelming customs. Now he felt confident, capable, and accepted. I never thought humans could make a difference here, he admitted. But maybe we really can. You have proven it, the Queen said. Humans are unique. Your curiosity, adaptability, and courage have changed how Lyriara sees your species. Alex smiled. He had always wondered if humans mattered in the galaxy. Today he knew they did. Over the next weeks, the exchange program flourished. Humans and aliens worked together on educational projects, art collaborations, and environmental initiatives. Alex guided teams, shared ideas, and learned more from the aliens every day. He became a symbol of human ingenuity and cooperation, a living example of what humans could contribute when given the opportunity. One afternoon, as he walked through a workshop with Kirill, he realized how far humans had come in the galaxy's eyes. Kirill, he said, I never thought I'd be doing this. I'm just a human, you know? But now it feels like we're making a difference. Kirill nodded. You are more than just a human. You are proof. Your species has qualities that others do not. Creativity, empathy, adaptability, these are rare and valuable. Alex grinned. I guess humans really are special, huh? Yes, Kirill said. And now the galaxy knows it. As the first human Lyriaran festival concluded, Alex looked out over the crowd of aliens and humans, celebrating together. Music filled the air, lights danced across the sky, and laughter echoed in every corner. Humans had gone from unknown visitors to valued contributors. The Queen joined him. You have done well, Alex. Lyriara has learned from humans. and humans have learned from Lyriara. This is only the beginning. Alex nodded, feeling a sense of purpose and fulfillment. He had started as a clumsy visitor, accidentally married into royalty, and unsure of himself. Now, he was a valued member of the Lyriaran world, representing humanity with pride and integrity. That night he sat in his chambers thinking of Earth. He imagined sharing his stories with friends and family, though he knew they would never fully understand. But it did not matter. He had seen the galaxy recognize humans' value. He had proven it with his actions. Luma rolled beside him. You have completed the first phase of your journey, Alex. Your species is now respected across Lyriara and neighboring worlds. Alex smiled. I guess humans really can do amazing things when we try. Indeed, Luma said. And this is only the beginning. As he looked out at the glowing palace gardens, the streams of light reflecting in his eyes, Alex felt something he had never felt before, a true sense of belonging. Not just to Lyriara, but to the galaxy itself. Humans had a place here, a role to play, and Alex was living proof. The Queen approached, her presence calm and reassuring. Alex, what you have achieved is remarkable. But the true gift is that humans will continue to inspire, innovate, and connect worlds. That is the legacy you have helped begin. Alex felt a warm pride. He had begun as an accidental participant, unsure and nervous. Now, he was a bridge between species, showing that humans were not just survivors. They were creators, thinkers, and innovators. He turned to the Queen and smiled. Thank you for giving me the chance to prove it. The Queen nodded. And thank you for showing us what humans can do. Together we will continue to learn, grow, and explore the possibilities of the galaxy. As the twin moons shone over the palace, Alex reflected on his journey. From a simple festival visitor to a representative of humanity, he had seen the power of curiosity, creativity, and courage. Humans were not the strongest or the fastest species, but they were unique. Their ingenuity, empathy, and adaptability made them invaluable, and Alex knew that this was only the beginning. A new era had begun, one where humans and Lyriara would learn from each other, explore together, and build a future full of possibilities. With a deep breath and a confident smile, Alex felt ready. The galaxy was vast, full of challenges and wonders, and humans were now a part of it, not as outsiders but as respected contributors. He had accidentally married an alien queen, and yes, his world, and now the galaxy, would never be the same.